Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Shipper here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Today I'm just going to do some altcoins on the chart, so let's get to it. I'm going to review Arbitrum, Optimism, RUNE, Sei, and Fantom. So we'll start first with Arbitrum. Arbitrum, to me, it just looks like it's been consolidating for like several months now. We did see a deviation from this range overall, where you can highlight the range low, which got tapped several times all throughout about $1.05, and then the range high, where price interacted for a little bit back in late July, and then price dipped out under, and obviously there was this deviation as well below the range in middle of June. So we've seen deviations from both parts of the range here, and to me this is just in a consolidation right now. I don't really see this as really a buy or sell. Like you could maybe buy it because it's the range low as of right now, but it doesn't really seem like a coin that I really want to touch. Like I think that sub $1 is almost certainly coming. I wouldn't be surprised at all for it to tap this consolidation area that we saw back in late June. And if you look at volume profile as well, that is kind of the next area up. If you look around $1, this seems like the likely area. So I would just be patient with Arbitrum. I think it's still a very good, strong, good chain by all the metrics, but I don't really think it's necessarily one that you have to rush in to buy. I think that you're going to have some time. You'll have some opportunity. If you really are impatient, then you can start to scale in right around here or close to it, maybe $1.06, but we'll just stay remaining patient on this one overall. Let's take a look at Optimism. Optimism was a coin that I had for a while. I was trading it all throughout the later parts of July, and it just kept having this weird type of price action where it was just doing a staircase up. So it was just like this. That's usually a very, it's kind of unusual. In crypto, we usually call this like staircase up, elevator down, where you see price doing this weird type of price action and then boom, like it'll just nuke all the way through. We haven't seen that yet with Optimism. And with that said, Optimism is approaching this interesting area, in my opinion, where you can mark it as former highs. So about $1.40 is an interesting area, and the reason why it's an interesting area is that you can see a lot of interaction with this level in the past. So for example, you saw this back in late November of 22, you saw this again in September 22, and you saw a lot of interaction with this level as well all throughout the recent last few months. So interesting SR level here in my opinion, but again, similar to Arbitrum, I wouldn't be rushing in to buy this one personally. I think that when you see charts like this, it's not a very clear trend. So what I mean by that is that we're not seeing something clearly going up, like in the bull market in 2021. We're not seeing something down in 22. This to me, it's still a very choppy environment where you see, like overall from the lows back in June, obviously we went pretty high up. But I don't believe this to be some sort of any sort of trending market by any means, way, shape, or form. Like to me, I believe this is going to look a lot like how it did back in October, November, December, where you saw these big rallies, but then they quickly got pulled back and retraced. And to me, it wouldn't be surprising at all to see this kind of go back down, maybe back to the base about $1.20. Maybe we just see another move up to like the $2 mark again. But again, for the most part, wouldn't surprise me at all just to see like some sort of just consolidation, similar to what we saw back in this late fall, early winter part of 22. So again, it looks okay, like you could potentially buy here, but I wouldn't really rush in to buy this one at all. And of course, it depends on your strategy. It depends on like if you're day trading. It depends on your investing, swing trading. It all depends, right? Like nobody can really tell you what the best like strategy or trade is because it's all very dependent on like a multitude of factors. So let's take a look at Fantom. Fantom had a very nice chart back before, but I believe that it's yeah, so it's pretty much unchanged from the last time I looked at this chart, which I believe this is this high time frame double bottom, where you saw lots of consolidation and downtrend all throughout 22, kind of May all the way to December of 22, where we saw lots of just strong downward moves, followed by a strong rally all the way from 18 cents to 65 cents, and then it's pretty much retraced the entire thing. So that's the depressing part about these types of bear market rallies, is that even though you can 2x your money, say you even bought at the lows, if you still or not the lows, 3x your money if you bought at the lows, but if you bought at the lows and you just held hoping for the bull market to come back again, these types of bear market rallies, they quickly retrace all their gains, and that's what actually happened here. This is pretty much all the way back down to kind of close to the base. So if you were kicking yourself back in December of 22 crying about not being able to buy Fantom at 20 cents, then like pretty much here's your opportunity. So you can stop bitching and just buy if you want, and this is probably going to form some sort of double bottom. If it rallies up again, it's going to be dependent on a lot of different things, but again, similar to the other altcoins, I wouldn't be rushing to buy this one. You can pretty much remain patient, in my opinion, from like 20 cents all the way down to 15 cents. And below that is just going to be very fucking ugly. If it'll go all the way back down to 2 cents, in my opinion. Or maybe this consolidation around 10. But just, below that area is a very, very scary place. Overall, Fantom still has a lot of runway, lots of money, but the ecosystem itself is not widely used, in my opinion. Let's go to RUNE. RUNE is a fan favorite lately. RUNE has been doing very well. I was actually eyeing an entry today, or I guess maybe 2 days ago, or not 2 days ago, today and yesterday, where I was looking at this 0.382 fib, and I think it looks pretty reasonable overall. Like, it's just a strong rally. Like ever since August 7th or whatever, it's just been up only. And it went from 80 cents all the way up to $1.60. It doubled, and then now it's retracing. I noticed that they did have some sort of security problem, which caused a strong nuke. But for me personally, I was just remaining patient at $1.35. I think you can still remain patient, to be frank and honest with you. These EMAs are all lagging overall, so I would just like scale in between 135 and 126. I think those are pretty solid entries overall. And I'm sure they probably wouldn't be surprised if they're confluent with other levels. So, for example, this 126 area, this area was also confluent with this other SR area back in December of 22. And let me hide some of my alerts. Overall, like it still looks pretty strong volume coming in, but again, like I would just remain patient. I wouldn't FOMO in at this current level. Yes, it's support, but this area has already been tapped. I would just view 135 if you have to enter. Still remain patient. It still looks pretty reasonable though overall, despite all the security stuff. Let's finish up with SEI. SEI is a Binance Launchpad token, which currently has very weird price action. Generally speaking, you know these Binance Launchpad tokens have like very strong wicks in both directions, and generally speaking, throwing a fib on the entire price range is usually pretty good for overall targets. So what I mean by that is the other targets, you can actually go from the other direction, from bottom to top. It's interesting overall. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this go to the 786 fib. If you look at some of these other tokens too, so I recently did a tweet where I looked at Arkham, which was another Binance Launchpad token, and it tagged the 618 fib here. And I charted this one like weeks ago too. So yeah, I mean, this one is basically just hitting this 618, and it's probably going to bounce, but again, it's going to be a short-term bounce. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see this go to the 786 fib around 23 cents. So when you look at these other Binance Launchpad tokens, pretty much all of them, to be frank and honest with you, they all are going to have this type of same price action where maybe they start pumping a little bit on the opening, but the float is so low, meaning the overall total shares or the total number of tokens on the market are so so low that market makers have like a very large percentage of the supply. So it can be very hard to trade in these situations and conditions. But if you look at these overall Binance Launchpad tokens, here's another example of Hook, where, you know, opening day price went up and then boom, it bounced to the 786. So ultimately, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that, and same thing with SWI as well. Another one that went to the 786 fib and then had a bounce and then went lower. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that SEI is probably going to go to the 786 fib eventually, which is this 15 cents area. Would not personally buy this for the long term. At least until 786, and even then it's probably iffy. So would just be very cautious on this one. It should have a lot of volatility and decent liquidity, but overall, you know, I'm just going to stay away from this one personally. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the support, and looking forward to doing more. Take care.